I'm an average dude.
Welcome back to the Average Dudes
podcast.
You
know that's what we do.
All of your outlets that you're gonna go to get it. We're back. You saw the new logo at the beginning.
Yeah, it was nice.
It's had a bit more professional.
I like it a lot, actually.
Glad to have you back. We're still gonna start the show the same exact way as we started before.
Okay.
I know you came in fresh because you just got back from a trip with your family.
Yeah, we just got back on yesterday. So yeah.
On yesterday.
We got back. What's today? Saturday?
Today.
Okay, yeah, we got back
Today's
Friday.
Saturday.
Friday mid-afternoon. Just living the dream.
Living the dream. And we're recording this lost the studio, because we took our time off and, but we're recording it back in the garage where we started at the
Going back to the roots.
And it's a
It's
nice,
here,
it's a nice 112 degrees. Not too bad. Yeah, a little bit. But so we're gonna start the episode the same way we did before, episode 12. So you're gonna have to. Who is my number 12? All right. So I know you didn't do your. I got you. I got it. We're gonna get through it. All right. So my number 12 went to the Naval Academy for college.
I already know.
You already know.
Yeah, keep going.
Go ahead.
His name's Roger.
Yeah. Okay. First of 4 players to win the Heisman and Super Bowl MVP. So only 4 people have done it.
Okay.
Had the nicknames of Captain America and Captain Comeback, and threw the first Hail Mary.
Really?
Well, the whole story behind that was like threw it up and said a prayer when he did it, and so then.
Is that the guy from? Pearson caught it?
Pearson caught it. So that was the first one. Well, I mean, there were probably deep passes before that, but not really.
That was a Hail Mary because he prayed it.
He said, they interviewed him. They said, "What went through your mind?" And he said, "I just threw it up and prayed instead of prayer." So that's how it got the term Hail Mary.
Or maybe that's why Terrence said just throw it up. I think it's like throw it up for prayer or something like that.
Yeah,
just something like that.
Leave it to God.
Exactly.
Who's the king of Hail Marys now? Like someone's throwing a Hail Mary this year. Who would you?
Rodgers.
You still say Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, easily.
Okay, easily. You got the arm for it.
Yeah.
All right. And what I like too is like the no names for Rodgers are the guys catching the Hail Marys. It's like Rodgers, the tight end.
Yeah, he caught 2.
He caught 2.
One was the Lions, and I think there was another one. I don't remember what it was from.
He doesn't think we know it was, so we're just throwing that out there. He's just trying to be nice for you guys. Let's jump back in it. So we got the fantasy football segment. We had a couple questions that needed to be answered.
All right.
So the first question was, wait, do I take Henry or McCaffrey at number 2? From longtime listener Ryan Skidmore.
Fucking Skidmore, man. You take Henry.
Nope. Henry breaking free. 20, 25, off to the races. They may not catch him. They won't catch him. Touchdown, Tennessee.
That's not even a question.
Okay.
McCaffrey's been hurt for the last 2 years. You don't waste your second-round pick. Your first-round pick, your second overall pick, for a guy that has been questionable the last 2 years. Yes, I know Henry's coming back from injury, but he did play last year in the playoffs. Was he as good as he was? Probably not. But he has a full year, pretty much full year offseason to recover. So, and he's a touchdown guy. He's going to get 100 yards most of the games, and that's the Titans. And they got rid of AJ Brown, so maybe they're going to stack the box against them. Which
they brought Robert Woods in. So
yeah. So I don't see why you would pass him up.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just play devil's advocate a little bit, but then at the same time, it comes down to your choice because Henry doesn't home run like Christian McCaffrey. If you're picking both and they're both healthy all year long, Christian McCaffrey beats out Henry by 100 points.
Yeah,
because he's gonna, especially full PPR league, right, which is what we're in. Christian McCaffrey has the ability to not score a touchdown and still lead the week in scoring.
Right.
Where he's going to catch a lot of balls. He'll have 8 catches, 50 yards, and 90 rush yards, and no touchdowns. And he's still going to perform as well as someone who scores.
So who drafted him, McCaffrey last year?
That was me.
Okay.
And so it hurt. I want to do it again.
So who drafted McCaffrey the year before that?
I had him.
The year before that?
I think so. I had him back-to-back years, I think. I'd have to go back and look.
I thought you went first overall.
I'd have to go back and look. But my argument to Skidmore would be
go with your safest bet.
Risk reward. So a safe bet is Henry because he's still going to perform well and he's a lot less likely to get hurt. He does the hurting. But CMC is a home run. if he's
It's
healthy.
your first year playing fantasy football. Go with the safe route. Take Henry.
If you play
trade
safe, it
him,
might be your last year.
trade him. Trade him later on because that's just what I like to do. I may set myself up for failure, but it's still great.
He does.
I would go with Henry. To be honest with you, that's what I would go.
Okay, and I had CMC last year, so I'd for sure go Henry just because I don't want to get burnt by the same guy twice in a year. But I mean, if you want to swing for the fences, CMC's your guy. If you want to play it safe, Henry's your guy, and he's not far off of CMC.
Right. Where does CMC land if he goes Henry?
If
pick him.
If he's not going top 6, it's crazy.
Yeah, he doesn't go top 6.
He still has a home run potential, so I mean, like, let him fall to me at 10.
Right.
I don't even he's not even on my vision board to pick. But if he falls to me at 10, I can't not pick him.
No, I agree.
Can't not.
I don't see him going past Levi at. Oh no, Levi's on 4th.
I don't know what
Eli's
Levi
at 4th.
Yeah. So we'll get to that in a minute. But our league loves to trade, and this year we opened up trading draft picks, and it's gone crazy. It's been hot.
Yeah, there's something I want to talk about that, but
We'll get there. It's in the notes.
All right, cool.
All right. So another question we had from Jacob Ford: how good is Dalvin Cook going to be?
There better be something cooking in the kitchen when I get home.
So
I think he's going to put up decent points like always.
Let me set it up too. I had CMC and I had traded and got Dalvin Cook last year.
Okay.
Both guys were riddled with injuries last year.
Yeah, you got hit with injuries.
So I mean, ended up in last place in our league, right? But both of those guys have that home run potential that not a lot of guys have. Dalvin Cook's backup, I think, is a backup. Like, he's not going to steal reps if Dalvin Cook is not injured.
No.
And so the reason Jake asked this question is because he kept looking at, Dalvin Cook lining up at receivers, 75. Shut up, not 75% of the time. But anyway.
He's not a receiver.
So how good is he going to be?
I think he's going to be top 10.
At the end of the year, top 10 running back or top 10 overall?
Top 6 running back.
Okay, top 6 running back.
Yeah, the guys I have in front of him is JT, CMC, Derrick Henry, not in any order.
This is his
Najee.
This is his
Najee
order. So
Harris
if he's drafting and you're watching our draft, that's
Najee Harris and Zeke.
So you'd say
Zeke's
Najee
making a comeback.
I mean, the argument being, though, would be Tony Pollard seems like a guy when he's playing.
Exactly.
The Dalvin Cook's backup just
Yeah,
seemed
exactly.
Exactly. So I mean,
So Zeke needs to do it,
it's
or
a little
he's not going to
scary.
play.
Yeah, it's a little scary taking Zeke. I'd probably take Dalvin Cook just knowing he has more chance of being the guy. All right. So anything else you want to touch on Cook? Anything else you want to help Skidmore out with, and just continue? You could draft for him. Eddie did that for Jake last year.
Yeah, he did do that, and I don't know why he keeps denying like he didn't do that. We literally heard him say, Jake was like, I want Tom Brady. Eddie was like, no,
I'm not picking.
you're not picking Tom Brady. I'm not taking Tom Brady for you.
You were the chosen one.
You heard it.
Yeah,
we heard
we
it.
all heard it. It was on
We know. Just know that we know. All right. Skidmore, I'll be sending you trades as soon as we're done drafting. All right.
Yeah, and Skidmore, go for the home run, Skidmore. All right. So this is another thing that kind of gets brought up, maybe newbies like Skidmore, other people in other leagues. Our family league, we got Aunt Margarita coming in.
Right.
We got Kat coming in. How do you pick a team name? You've been the replacements for a long time. What goes through your mind when you're picking a fantasy football team name?
It's got to be kind of clever. It's got to be kind of funny.
Have you ever
But
been
it's kinda
anything
like-
but the replacements, or has it been the
No, it's
replacements?
been replacements. I think all my fantasy teams are replacements. I think 1 year, like a team, I think it's just Team Woods. Because I was like, it's like
don't be that person. In
so
your league.
mine is like team replacements. It's always been the replacements. I'm thinking about it.
What was that picture of Joe Flacco?
Hey, Joe Flacco's going to come back.
All right, we'll
Shane
see.
Falco.
Shane, my bad. I'm
It's
thinking
Shane Falco, not Joe Flacco.
All right,
But Shane Falco is making a comeback.
All right,
You heard it first.
all right. So it has to be clever. It has to be
Funny. I think it has to do something with football, obviously. Those are my 3 things: clever, funny, and has to do with football.
My thing is let it represent you. Like, so some of the ones that I hate that represent football are when you draft a guy. So now you think
you
you're
change it to that one.
yeah. Now you think your name needs to be like Stafford infection. Like it's like
Right.
real clever. Like you Google that one. Shots fired. Pew pew pew. But like Mina has a really good one. She's super into Harry Potter, all that, and so she picked Dumbledore's Army. I was really into, and like you might not know what that is unless you're a fan of Harry Potter. And you're like,
If you don't know who Dumbledore is,
well, you know who he is,
if
but
you don't know who Dumbledore is, wake the hell up, all
but
right?
in the movie, he actually has
2000.
like a scene. It's called Dumbledore's Army, where they secretly meet and learn how to.
Oh, you're talking about the army. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about Dumbledore's in general.
So it's
Like, if you
called
don't know
Dumbledore's
who
Army, and
Dumbledore, you better just wake
on The
up, man.
Office, I've always been threat level midnight. From it's a dumb script that Michael Scott made. So let it represent you. Let it be something clever. And it does it needs to sound like a team name though. That's kind of the main point.
Yeah, I think Vanessa's is Mama and Sons.
Mommy Sonny Duo.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I put their songs onto this.
Okay,
That's how I
there
did
you go. There you go.
Yeah, so
It's perfect.
and at Margarita, I think her team name's right now like Margarita Swell Team. You got to change it.
Margarita what?
Swell Team. It's like the default one that comes with.
You
But
can't
she
change
picked
it.
good songs,
Yeah.
right? Like Margaritaville, and then she did one margarita, two so she's picking the song like
Just picking
Margaritaville
a
would be
song with
that'd be
her
a
name
good team
in it.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
Margarita.
Margaritaville. Just add a little something to it. Okay. This is one I feel like is wrestled with in every league. This is a question wrestled with in every league. When to draft a quarterback?
Bring me that
Depends. I feel like if you can get a good, so the quarterbacks that are top tier, right?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
He's in his
Patrick
own tier,
Mahomes.
right?
No,
He's not in his
No.
own tier?
no. Why is he in his own tier? I don't think so. I think Mahomes is just in that same tier.
Even without Tyreek Hill, you think Mahomes is in that same
Yeah.
tier?
I think.
Big year, Juju Smith-Schuster.
I think. He still got Kelsey.
Yeah, but so, and not that I think Kelsey will fall off at all either, but Tyreek used to spread that field so Kelsey could eat down here. Now
I think,
who's spreading that field so Kelsey?
Juju, man.
Scantling? I don't know if Juju could get up there.
I think so. I think Mahomes. I think Mahomes and Allen are in their own tier.
Okay.
Just because they have that dual threat. Like Mahomes could run if he has to, but Allen is more of a I'm going to run if I need to. I mean, if I need to get a couple more yards, or if there's an opening, I'm running. Mahomes, I feel like he waits until he has to run.
Yeah, he draws a play. You'll
and
see him
then Lamar-
scrambling in the
And
backfield.
a lot of people say Lamar, but Lamar doesn't. I mean, to me, he just doesn't throw the ball enough to where he gets a lot of rushing and TDs, some TDs.
But he has to get those
He
rushing
has
yards.
to get those
'cause
rushing yards
otherwise,
to
he's
make up for it.
still only going to have 175 passing yards. And if he didn't rush that game, it's just like, oh, you didn't do
It's
anything.
funny you said quarterback. I always wanted to hear what people would say about this. Where would Michael Vick land if he was Michael Vick for the Falcons? Would he be the first overall pick?
Michael Vick for the Falcons would be Lamar Jackson, just slightly higher.
Slightly higher.
Well,
Way higher.
He didn't throw like so.
He threw a grip.
He did it the Eagles.
No, he threw with the Falcons too.
I'd have to
Peerless
look-
Price was the guy.
I'd have to look up the
Look it
stats.
up because Peerless Price was a beast. Because he could throw 70 yards. It wasn't like Lamar Jackson can't. Lamar Jackson's accuracy is not very good.
I get that, but
Vick's
Vick was a
accuracy good.
runner. with the
Alvin
Falcons.
Kumpler got yardage.
I don't know any of these names.
Peerless Price got yardage. I mean, when Ward Dunn was over there for a little bit, he was killing it. Dude, I'm telling you, Michael Vick
We're gonna
would have been the
Google
number one first pick in fantasy football.
I'll Google it and I'll drop
Over
the
any
stats
running back.
right here somewhere, right in the middle section. They'll be right there. So, but that would be my argument. He'd be that Lamar Jackson kind of guy. But with the Eagles, he had that year where he was throwing, like how you're saying, to Deshaun Jackson, just bombs after
Right,
bombs.
right.
Almost every game they'd have a deep shot that went good.
Right.
All right.
So I guess to answer the question is I usually go maybe like 5th round.
Yeah, we got a little off topic.
Yeah, 5th round. Just because I think you can get Aaron Rodgers in the 5th or 6th round that I think can be just as decent.
Yeah, and so like we were talking a little bit about the tiers, right? Where like I had Allen by himself, but Mahomes is in that next tier. So we're arguing.
I can get
minor
Dak.
details.
Yeah, I can get Dak probably.
And that's the
6th
thing
round.
too. You got to look at who you'd be comfortable taking, and you got to kind of fill the draft out. Because if I know I want Josh Allen, I'm probably gonna have to go 2nd or 3rd round.
That's why.
But if I'm cool with a Burrow or a Herbert
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Lamar
yeah.
Jackson, maybe I wait till the 5th. Maybe it's in the 8th if I'm cool with being like, oh, Kirk Cousins, he's okay every year. He's always in that top 10, so I'll take Kirk Cousins in the 12th or 9th.
have we ever thought about doing? I know this is kind of off topic again, but
Two
we're talking
quarterbacks.
about fantasy. No, an auction draft.
I would love to do an auction draft, but
Because then you can say there's no excuse on what player you want. That's just like if you
How
want
much you
this
wanna
player,
spend.
how much do you want to spend? And that makes, to me, I feel like more strategy to the snake draft because it's like I can't go all in this player if I want these 3 players.
Okay, so we don't have an option draft in our primary league, but we do this. I feel like where you were going just now kind of leeway into trading draft picks. This is the first year we've done it in our league, and our league is like known for making trades. We've had 26 trades so far, and the year hasn't even started yet, just with people moving draft picks over and over and over again. Jacob Lanier now has 3 first-round draft picks. I don't know how.
Because he's a dingleberry, that's how.
He has 3 first-round draft picks.
Because he calls. He'll call you 25 times, even if you're at work or doing anything. It's like, dude.
Eddie has 2.
Eddie has 2?
First-round draft picks.
Oh, yeah, he does. He has top 3.
He has number 1 and 3 in the pick.
Yeah.
And he had number 1 and 2, but he traded 2 to Skidmore because Skidmore wanted to lock up Derrick Henry. And now he's thinking about not even going Derrick Henry.
I don't understand.
Make up your mind.
I don't get it at all.
But, so how do you feel about trading draft picks?
I like it. I think it's cool. It's all right. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
So I feel like it's almost the same as an auction. Like if I know Josh Allen's going here, I need to trade for that pick.
I like to trade, like my personal opinion, and I've told Eddie this. I think I told you this too. I think I told everybody this. I would like to trade for players, draft picks for players. So
like
during the
future draft
season,
picks,
like
right?
we have a season, right? And we say for example, you were in last place. You have no chance of winning, but I'm like, I got a Dalvin Cook. I got a CMC. Hey, CMC was supposed to be coming back, or Dalvin Cook was coming to come back. One of those players was going to come back, right? And I needed to get in the playoffs. And I'm like, dude, I'll give you my 2nd round pick for Dalvin Cook. And he's like, heck yeah, why not? Because I'm going to give a draft pick. I'm not making the playoffs, but I can help him make the playoffs and get to that point. Now I lose out on my draft pick, right? And I may not even win anyways. To me, I feel like that's like the fun part. I feel like it'd be super fun to do it that way. I know that the back of it is, what if a guy leaves, right?
And so that's what I was going to get at.
It's the same situation, though, as what we're doing now. Say Levi got mad because you guys are crushing him.
He already kind of said, though.
He was like, I'm out.
He's
I'm
out
leaving.
next year.
I'm out. I'm leaving this. I don't just say he did that today, right? I'm done. Well, what do you mean you're done? You can't just quit, and now all those draft picks that you made have to go back to normal, right?
Unless you find someone to. So, yeah, the argument with trading the draft picks is the same thing because we'd either have to be like, hey, so-and-so, are you cool with taking this team? Also, he doesn't have a first-round pick
Yeah,
anymore
see, I would
because he traded that away.
I'm not paying $100.
Yeah, it's $100.
Right.
So, I think our league has built up enough.
I don't see anyone leaving because I think everyone likes it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Unless he does leave, then, whatever it is, what it is. But I feel like if we could do that, I think it'd be really fun during the season.
That's and you see that a lot in dynasty or keeper leagues, which would be cool. But again, you need to have that commitment from people who are going to stick around.
And I played in a dynasty league, and it's not that. To me, it wasn't that fun.
It wasn't.
No, just because a lot of people sit on their players. They'll just sit on them. So if you don't have a good team, and they just won't trade with you.
But if I have a dynasty, isn't that why I would? Because I could keep them for 3 years, and then their contract's up. So you're supposed to have contracts.
Right. So every 3 years you switch. Why am I going to keep paying $100? My team sucks. I just keep getting new guys.
So that's why I would trade him to you. I'd be like, you take his contract, I get your draft pick.
Right. Well, now I get that guy for 3 more years.
2 now.
No.
I already used him for 1.
No, see, that's no.
You have resets?
Yeah, you reset. It's not on your team.
Oh, I don't think it should reset.
Yeah,
It's like so. To me, it would, and it might be different in every league. But to me,
that would be
to me the way to make it make sense would be like, hey, he's only got 1 year left. I'm gonna try to dump him off to Jan, who has a really good chance of making the championship. But I want the future.
Right.
I'm building for next year.
And that's pretty much what we'd be doing. We'd be very much doing a dynasty league, but we're not keeping players.
Hey man, bring back the Jan Woolitz league and make it
No, I don't want to do that. I don't have time for that.
That's how we get yelled at by Levi.
But
me neither, Levi.
No, Levi just always tries to send these messages that's like technicality and all that stuff. I'm like, dude, all right. I don't really care what you have to say. I just want to be like, are you down or not down?
Did he pay? I don't care. Let the
That's
trade
what I
go
said.
through.
I said, hey man, Billy, if you want your team to suck, I'm cool with it, dude.
All right, trading draft picks. Next is this or that. So these are guys who in mock drafts, a lot of these guys are going right here. So I want to know which one you'd rather have if you had the choice between the two.
Okay.
Henry or Eckler?
Henry.
Easy or
Easy.
Really?
I'm not a big fan of Eckler.
So I'm a big fan of Eckler, just smaller body guy who's doing a lot of work. I feel like he's going to get injured, kind of like the CMC argument that we already had earlier in the show. I think Eckler does more for your fantasy PPR team, but Henry's just the safer guy who's still going to have some blow-up games too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going Henry.
Okay. And I'm with you. Dalvin Cook or CMC? Ooh, is that close for you on this one?
I'll probably go Dalvin, just because Kirk Cousins is kind of more consistent than.
Have you heard the reports from the Vikings that they're throwing more this year? Like they got a new, I don't know if it's head coach or OC, but they're supposed to be a pass first team now.
That's good.
That's it, because he's
75%
at receiver.
Right. Yeah, I'm perfect then.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Jake.
Well, I don't understand. Like, Kirk Cousins has not done it. Like, you guys need to like.
He's not that guy.
He's not.
He's that middle tier guy.
He's not. He's going to win you maybe 7 games.
You like that? You like that?
6 games.
It's funny because a lot of people watching this will probably say the same thing about Dak.
100%.
But where I think Kirk Cousins, like in this group, I think Dak's that group right above him.
Yeah.
And
Dak is
needs things to go right.
He needs things to go fall in his hands to.
Kirk does too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be successful, but it could also be a bomb. We're gonna find out from Dak this year.
This is his break or break year now.
Yeah,
because dude, you got to get together because you had a squad last year. You had the.
You've had squads for years.
Yeah, and it's like with Romo, right? Everyone loves Romo.
I love Romo.
But you had a squad.
He had plenty.
You had T.O. You had Miles Austin. You had Whitney. You had a line. You had running backs. Yeah, the defense was not as good as it was, but you said beware.
And so now I feel like we're transitioning to defense. So Dak, like it's on you on this year.
Still think the Cowboys should have let go Gallup and kept Amari Cooper.
Yeah, man, especially healthy.
I don't get it.
Okay.
Piss me off.
Here's one that I think is going on in like every mock draft, but these two guys are like neck and neck. Jefferson or Chase?
Jefferson.
Easy?
Easy.
I see I'm Jefferson too, but I thought we'd have to argue a little bit.
I don't. Chase is all right.
What's it have to do with? How do you break that down? Because
Jefferson
I think Chase is great.
I think he's all right. I think he's good. I think he's in a good tier.
But I also like
Boyd
and I like Higgins.
Well, Jefferson, he plays the slot too, and I feel like the games that Chase did really well were home run games. It kind of like games where it's just like, how do you let him just go 9s? He just goes 9s, 3 touchdowns. It's like, all right, cool, whatever. But Jefferson is more consistent to me. He gets a lot more yards after the catch. I just think he's overall better than Chase.
All right, and what I like about Jefferson is, I was kind of already touching it, but less competition at the wide receiver spot. Like all the Bengals wide receivers.
Thielen's pretty solid.
He's getting older though,
right?
And he's still going to take some touchdowns away, but it's just Thielen. Right. And then your third guy is the running back.
Yeah, exactly.
And you look at the Bengals and Joe Mixon.
T. Higgins isn't that much.
T. Higgins is going as like top 12 right now.
Yeah, I don't think T. Higgins is that far from Chase.
Exactly. And so that's my argument for why Jefferson. And also Jefferson went out and made a claim that, this week. He said, it's my time. Like, he's like, I can't take away from what Devontae Adams has been doing. He's like, but I think this year I'm going to prove I'm the best wide receiver. And I'm like, all right, man, hope you back it up. Because he's going to be there by the time I draft.
I think Adams is going to fall this year.
Ooh, we'll talk about that. I like that. Hot take.
That's just what I think.
Because I got him in my notes, too, that we're going to talk about. All right. Jefferson, Chase. Okay, Tyreek Hill, new team, new system. Deebo Samuel, disgruntled, not wanting to play both positions anymore. Who you take?
I mean, Deebo.
Easy.
Man the fuck up.
Oh, so you're taking Deebo?
No, I'm taking Hill because he's a crybaby.
Because you don't think Deebo is going to man the F up.
No, it's like, dude, just go play football. Let everything else handle itself. I understand you want the money. You had a great year this year. Okay? That's 1 year that you've had like that was like, man, this guy's a beast. And I had him. I love Deebo.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to draft him if I have him around there. But it's like, dude, just do what you do on the field and everything else will work out. Most of the time, it works out fine. If not, somebody else, you'll go to another team and be good with it.
Well, I think part of that, too, though, is they're lining him up so much at the running back spot. Eventually, he'll get,
be like the Cordell.
By the description, he could be considered a running back and people could lowball him on offers. And receivers can make more money.
Well, he just keeps opting out of it. And then just say, hey, man, when my time is up, I'm going to
Someone's going
to pay you.
Yeah, I agree.
It don't matter who it is.
But this year, you would take Hill over Deebo.
No, I take Deebo.
You still take Deebo.
Yeah.
I think I still take Deebo, too. But
he
Hill's
gives
gonna
that
be
run.
interesting.
He gives that run.
And
But I think Hill's going to be kind of that guy that the Dolphins.
I think he might too. But I mean, they still have so many weapons
But
now.
they don't have
Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, but they don't got a QB, dude.
Well, neither do the Niners.
They got Trey Lance coming. What are you talking
You
about?
got
He's a
faith in
savior.
Lance?
He's a savior.
All right. ETN, Jaguars drafted him last year. He got hurt. Or Dobbins, Ravens drafted him last year. He got hurt.
I think ETN. Just
ETN?
because he's going to get catches.
Okay, so yes, and I'm in the same boat, and we could quickly go through that one. But both are going to be pretty good players this year. Just
Dobbins got
catches
hurt
the
last
ball
year,
well.
right? At practice.
Both of them did. Was that practice?
Yeah, I think
It was when Ravens lost like 3 running backs in like a week.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Hey.
Him, Gus Edwards, and
Hey,
someone else.
Harbaugh, take it easy, bud.
No kidding. Dallas keeps losing future draft picks because we're going too hard during the summer. See, recording in the garage, it's like that sometimes. Herbert or Burrow?
Herbert. That's my guy.
Okay, but is it that easy? Because you answered so quick, or is it just because
Herbert's
it's
my
your
guy.
Okay,
He's my guy. If I wasn't a Cowboys fan, I'd be a Chargers fan. Just
because he's
of
an
Herbert.
Oregon guy, or
Yeah,
because
he's
he's
an
just
Oregon
like
guy, and I like him. He's good, and everybody doubted him.
I doubt it. I doubt him hugely.
And I always said, I said he's going to be the guy. He's going to be the best one out of that draft. I mean, obviously Burrow is doing well, but I still think Herbert's better than him.
You know what I like about him and Burrow's little back and forth? It kind of reminds me of like a Brady and Peyton Manning.
It does. It
Like
does.
I feel like if Herbert kind of reminds me of the Peyton Manning, where it's like this guy looks like the better quarterback, but at the end of the day, maybe Burrow's going to have more team success, and at the end of the career, it's like, oh man, Burrow was better. Than
Hey,
Herbert.
if the Chargers don't make it to the playoffs, dude, they need to fire whoever got because they got a squad this year.
Khalil Mack. Just picked
Khalil
him up.
Mack, they got Justin Jackson too at corner now.
Let's go. So we got Herbert, Burrow, AJ. So this one's a 3-year. This one, it's not this or that. It's this or that.
Okay.
But these are all those little backup running backs who are all really good backup running backs. AJ Dillon, Kareem Hunt, Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
You think he has the most upside?
Um,
So Kareem Hunt.
Because I think Zeke's going to be on a short leash. I think Zeke's going to be like, hey, man, if you can't – the Cowboys are going to be like, Zeke, if you can't get it done, we will put Pollard in.
So how short
Because
is
I
his
feel
leash?
like McCarthy got a lot of criticism for not putting him in certain games where it was like, he ain't getting the job done, put Pollard in. And as soon as Pollard got in, he would break 10 yards or 15
Pollard
yards or
had the
20
most yards per carry last year. by
Right.
any running
And
back.
so my thing was like, I think he got criticized to where it's like, you need to do it this year or you're probably not going to be around this year.
Okay, but you can't have both, right? You said Zeke's going to be a top 5 running back.
I said, if he does it,
Oh, okay, so that's like
if he balls out.
these are all 3 insurance pieces. Like my highest insurance policy is going to be Tony Pollard.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
I said Zeke's
Because
gonna-
Kareem Hunt, you know what you're going to get every year. He's
Yeah.
been doing it as the backup running back
Right.
for Cleveland.
Right. AJ Dillon, I'm just not sold on him.
Okay,
He's just kind of slow. But he's
just
a big body.
He's a big
But
guy.
you don't use,
Legs
I mean,
like
they use him
this.
they use him in the short line, but he doesn't. It's just not like he's like destroying.
He's supposed to be a
people.
good catcher.
He's on a
though.
Henry.
He's not. No,
He's
no, no.
big as Henry,
He is.
but he's not. He
He's
just
not.
doesn't. He's not that guy.
You know what? I'm convinced. You got me, Tony Pollard. I'll go with you.
you.
And we're not just picking
We're not-
him because he's a Cowboy.
I mean,
and
you
we're
guys
home.
don't know we're not Cowboys fans or anything, right?
Yeah. I am. No, Jan's the ultimate Cowboys fan. He'll take Zeke with one of his top picks, and everyone will be like, "Why'd you take Zeke?" And he's
Because I
like,
want
Cowboys.
and I'm Cowboys.
Okay, so that was our this or that segment. Our next segment, I was thinking like Goldilocks and the 3 Bears because I got one guy who I think is the gold standard. I'll give that like a Goldilocks title.
Okay.
And then I got 3 Bears. So I want to know, this is where they're being drafted. Is it too little or is it too early, too late, or just right?
All right.
You're going to tell me how the soup is, all right?
Let's hear it.
So my gold standard, it'd be Devontae Adams. And you said you think he's going to fall off. But here's my argument.
I still think he's a first round pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So his fall off is going to be receiver
Nah.
3, receiver 4?
Yeah, I would say receiver 3.
Okay. Because 2 years ago, he was the number 1 wide receiver, broke every record. But then last year, Cooper Kupp did that and broke every record.
Right.
But Devontae Adams was receiver 2.
I think he's receiver 2 this year.
Last year in the finished rankings,
I still
finished
think he's a receiver 3 or 4.
Would you have guessed he finished last year as receiver 2?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I want to know just because Cooper Kupp did everything so amazing, and then you see Jamar Chase highlights, you see Justin Jefferson. I didn't think Devontae Adams was 2.
I think Devontae Adams was more consistent than him too.
Okay.
'Cause there was a period of time where Chase wasn't getting nothing for like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, especially early.
Because I traded him.
And so that's why he's my gold standard. You finish 2 years ago in first, you finished last year in second, you're the golden goose. You get to have that title for a while. Year 3, if he finishes top 4, he's still a gold standard.
Yeah.
You're still capitalizing on
I say he's like 4.
So he's my gold standard.
I love gold.
And last year, what really got me interested in different stuff was reconnecting with your college quarterback.
I feel like Breeze.
It was nice.
Was
I felt
nice.
it for half a second. It's gone already.
Oh, that felt
But
great.
Joe Burrow got back with Chase. It was a nice little connection.
Yeah.
Who were the other ones? There were other ones that went on where it was like, oh, that's so nice, so pretty.
Sorry, but Breeze kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah,
So
not Drew Brees. So, what were those other connections that went on? Like reunited with their college teammates, all that stuff. I remember Chase went with his guy. Tua with Waddle. Those were both Alabama guys. So there were a couple of those things going on, and I was just like, I like it.
And then
you know what?
What did Waddle say that? Who was the Alabama quarterback that he was like, Mac Jones.
Oh, what's
he'd rather have Mac Jones than freaking Tua.
1 and 2?
Yes.
Okay. Not fantasy, but just talking about. Okay, so I'm excited. I say all that to say I'm excited about Adams getting back with Carr. I know they have a lot of weapons. I know they have Renfro. I know they have Waller. It's not what Adams had in Green Bay. Like the number 2 and 3 are right by him. But I just like the idea of reunited. It feels so good. Give me that honeymoon, and let's go throw a bunch of balls.
Yeah, no, I mean it could work out very, very well.
They're supposed to be like
I
best
just
friends.
read something saying that the Raiders are the new NFL dynasty, and I'm like, where do they get off saying that? Like, they haven't done anything since John Gruden left.
Yeah, it's still the Patriots, but it's really just Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's the dynasty, but it was the Patriots.
Twisted.
So that's my gold standard.
Okay.
Fair?
Fair.
Okay, so Devontae Adams, and he's going at the he's ranked at the 10.3 best player right now. So in all the drafts that are going on, they average every draft out. He's going in the 10th spot. Okay. Is that just right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so here's 3 other guys. I kind of wanted to bounce off of names. It's not your names that you're going to know. Well, you'll know them, but it's not the guys that you're going to think. Like, oh, Justin Jefferson, Jamar. We're not going in order here. These are just 3 guys. Stephon Diggs. So that's the 13.3. So 13th pick.
Right.
That's in our 12-man league.
That's second round.
That's the second round first pick.
I can see that.
That's a good spot for
I
him.
think he's like more like 15.
So not too early, not too late.
I think he's more like 15. So it's not that much early.
So it's too early,
Yeah.
but you're obviously not going to get him again.
Yeah.
So if that's your guy, go for him. Okay. I like that. A.J. Brown, he's ranked as the receiver 11 right now. And he's going at the 28th pick.
So early third round.
Early third round.
I think that's about right.
Yeah?
I think he
You
could drop.
think the Eagles throw enough for him to have that success?
I think that they're going to, because why would you trade for him if you weren't?
I don't know. Last year when they tried to throw,
they have. To me, it's like Jalen Hurts, it's time to show up. Like, if you ain't going to throw the ball to A.J. Brown, then you might as well get the hell off the field.
Jam played quarterback, so this year's every quarterback's time to show up.
It's time.
Or get out.
The Cowboys, it's time. That's all I care
Cowboys,
about,
Kirk
right?
Cousins, Jalen Hurts. It's your time to show up.
It is, man. It is. Like,
But so you say A.J. Brown there is
I
a
would
good
say
pick.
about decent. I say a little bit, probably maybe 34. No.
Too early,
Yeah.
too late,
early,
or just right?
too early.
Yeah, and I think it's way too early.
Really?
Unless I mean, A.J.
I
Brown,
hope he goes to 30.
A.J.
I'm
Brown's
like,
a
I have
great
3
talent.
picks in the third round, and I would love to take him around there.
wait on him then. All right, because he has that upside. We've seen what he can do, but we've seen what other guys can do. Like, we've seen DJ Chark, and then he trades a team, and now he's irrelevant.
Yeah, exactly.
We've seen other people, Allen Robinson, then he goes to the Bears, and he's irrelevant. So,
But is that because Allen Robinson is not very good, or is that because he had Mitchell Trubisky thrown to him?
I mean, is Jalen Hurts much better than Mitchell Trubisky at throwing?
That's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. Like, Allen Robinson probably has the talent. A.J. Brown for sure has the talent. Do I think – like, I thought Devontae Smith was still good last year, even though he was a rookie. But, like – oh, that was another one that got reunited, Smith and Hurts.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
So that's my argument. And they still have talent there. Smith is still a first-round pick from last year. They're still going to try to work him into the offense.
True.
So I think it's too early. I think he's a great talent, but unless I saw it, I wouldn't want to.
I mean, he had Ryan Tannehill throwing to him last year. I mean, it's not like that much difference.
Yeah, that's true. All right, last one on my last little bear, my third bear. Too little, too late, or just right. Michael Thomas. He's ranked as a receiver 19. 48.9 is the spot he's going at.
I think that's just right.
You think it is?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of the potential. Like, I would love to take a Michael
Because
Thomas.
3 years ago, he was the
I
number
would
one.
love to take Michael Thomas in the 5th round.
All right.
I would love it. Because I could, 5th round, I could put him on the bench, or I could put him, but he has trade value at some point.
If he
plays. But if he
he
doesn't,
hasn't played in 3 years.
dang,
Since
it's been that
before
long since he
COVID.
played?
Since before COVID. He sat out all of last year.
Is he pulling
He
a
sat
Josh
out
Gordon?
all of the year before that, and he got hurt that other year.
I'd still take him in the 5th round.
Yeah. And I mean, so that's another one where the talent is there. So you're saying just right? That's a good spot. Yeah, I'd say just right, but I wouldn't pick him. So I'd let someone else be just right on that pick because unless he falls, I'm not picking him.
Right.
You have to fall to like the 8th round, and I'd be like, all right, I can take you here because now I feel fine putting you on my bench.
Right.
At the 5th round, there's still other guys I can grab there. I don't know who, but
I feel like there's a lot of depth though this year
At receiver?
Yeah, at receiver, and I mean, I feel like there's a lot more depth at running back than there normally is this year.
well, more teams are not doing the bell cow thing anymore. So it's like
Right, and so I think too, like, I mean, you have your top 5, but you still have Saquon Barkley that's sitting out there that could easily
he's
go.
going in the 2nd round.
Right, you can have Zeke out there. You can
2nd
have
round, a lot of guys.
Chubb is out there.
Yes.
Those guys, some of those guys are going to slip to the 3rd round.
Yeah, and those are the kind of guys who have high upside because we know the same thing as DJ Brown.
Swift, right? He has huge upside, but no one likes him because he's on the Lions.
I mean,
But to me, that's
Fair.
That's what you would want to
that was
do.
Barry Sanders.
Just like what's his name, the receiver.
So take Swift early because Jan's targeting him.
Nah, he's not my guy on my number 1 list. Just FYI.
FYI, what is your number 1 list?
Huh?
We can't tell that now.
My number 1 is
Yeah.
it's to be determined. That's what it is.
Sounds good. That's fair. TBD. So that's all we got on the fantasy football part. We'll jump into some. I have like one little segment I want to talk on regular football, and then I kind of want to talk to you about coaching high school football since we're both doing that again back in there. But so we had one question here from on Instagram from Jay Gomez, and it said Raiders winning the AFC West. He didn't put a question mark on it, so I think he was just making a statement. But he also didn't put a period, so I don't know what he was doing. Maybe it was to be continued, but I thought that was a good spot to talk about the AFC West.
Yeah,
because they are loaded.
They are loaded.
And so when the Raiders don't win the AFC West, and they could, but I'm saying when they don't, it's not because they're a bad team. Like, a good team is not going to make the playoffs here in that division because they got the Chiefs, who have done it every year. Even though they lost Tyreek Hill, they still got other pieces where they're like, all right, we're comfortable.
They'll be all right.
San Diego. Sorry, not San Diego. Los Angeles Chargers.
To ours, it's San Diego.
Yeah. But they got Khalil Mack. We talked about Justin Jackson at corner.
They still kept all their receivers. They got
Mike Williams, Keenan
They
Allen.
got Eckler. They got Keenan Allen.
They got pieces, right? So they're going to be a good offense. Like we said, Las Vegas. They got a new head coach, which
Who
is
the head coach now?
McDaniels.
Oh yeah.
I don't have faith in McDaniels.
I mean,
Maybe
he had that 1 year that coach that didn't do too good, and then he kind of like did the Colts kind of dirty, and then
I don't
then-
know. Oh, we were
remember
saying
he
he's
said
going to
yeah,
coach
and
and
then
then
he backed out on it.
What a weenie.
But I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so I don't have faith in him.
It's
But
gonna go
I love the
off
moves they
hard.
made. I love the moves that they made. Devontae Adams and Carr's that same guy as Dak Prescott.
Yeah, he's like, hey, it's time to show up, man.
If you don't get
If
it
you
done,
don't get it done, dude, you're at that point.
If you need a quarterback next year, the market's going to be filled. All right, according
It is.
to analyst Jan Woods. And then Denver, we all know what they did. They loaded up with Russell Wilson. They already had a really good defense, young receiver core, and now they're like, all right, let's go for it. So AFC West is stacked.
Yeah, they are.
If you had to rank them 1, 2, 3, 4, what are you doing?
I would go Chargers 1, Chiefs 2, Raiders 3, Broncos 4.
Ooh, okay. I'm like I'm not just trying to make a hot take. Like, this is really how I feel. I think Kansas City is going to fall to 4. I don't think they make the playoffs this year.
Oh shit!
I think losing Tyreek Hill is going to be a big deal for them. Not because, and he is great, but not because he's that great, but because he was so much a part of their offense.
Okay.
It'd be like if the Niners lost Debo.
What about Hardman? You don't think Hardman can do what Hill did?
I mean, I haven't seen it yet, and I know he hasn't. Like, there's been games where he'll miss.
Has he had an opportunity to be?
Maybe not. We'll find out.
I guess,
You're right. You're right. But so I'm gonna put them at my 4.
Okay.
At my 3, and this is where it gets tough, man. I agree. I think the Chargers are my 1. So then my 3 or my 2, it's Denver or it's Las Vegas, and I could be convinced either way. I think maybe if I looked at strength of schedule or something, I could convince. But let's go with the quarterback who's been in the league, been with the team, even though it's a new system. I'll go the Raiders at 2. So I'll go Chargers, Raiders, Denver, Kansas City.
Okay.
And
the Chargers have the pieces.
They
got
Khalil
Mack on one side and Joey Bosa on the other side, and they still got Hayward. No, is it Hayward? Who's the safety?
Matthew?
No.
Wait,
Chargers.
No, Derwin James.
Derwin James, yeah.
But so
Dude, their defense is so nice, and their offense is good. Like, they have no excuses to make a run.
yeah, but that's been their whole franchise. Phillip Rivers had squads there too, and they never.
But they didn't have the defense that they have now.
You think so?
Dude, they have 2 premier pass rushers.
All right,
Yeah.
Let's see it. All right, Chargers. I used to be a season ticket holder. Got tired of being in the nosebleeds. But I'm cool with whatever. Kansas City still has the best coaching, in my opinion,
Oh, yeah.
and so that's a huge.
And
jump.
I think Andy Reid's not going to let them drop down that high.
And that's what a lot of the players have been saying too. They're like, we still got the best quarterback in the league.
Exactly. Still got the best tight end.
They said we still got the same coaching going on. We're gonna be fine.
Right.
And I just don't know if they are. But and they're not bad. When I say they're gonna be 4th in their division, that division's just stacked now. It's not the NFC East. Our NFC East is cake. Like when me and Kevin were looking at projected wins on the year, I was like, we could easily get 10. We play the Giants twice, we play the Redskins twice. To me, that's 4.
Right.
Maybe we split with the Eagles just because I feel like we usually do. That's
Right.
5 wins without even.
Was
playing nine divisions.
the last year that we just swept our whole division?
So it's not possible. But
Right.
this division's so tough. It's like the NFC West, where you got the
The
Niners, Rams, Cardinals. Well, no one cares about Seahawks now.
Yeah,
You still have 3 tough teams. This one has 4. It's going to be fun to watch. Jose, I don't know. If you win the division, you got bragging rights, dude, because you earned it.
Nah, screw the Raiders.
You remember the year where the Raiders won all of their divisional games and lost every
Didn't
other
make the
game?
playoffs? Yeah.
And it was the argument, like, should they be in the playoffs?
No.
It might happen again.
You guys ain't winning all your games. Raiders suck, period.
Period. All right, moving on to the next segment. We did talk way too long about the Raiders and the AFC
Yeah, I don't
West.
like it.
Our apologies to our loyal listeners. Coaching high school football. You're back this year. You're at Garces. G plus MH over S equals
212.
212 degrees. I don't know what that means. You don't know what that means.
It has to do with something on like team chemistry and all that stuff.
Work ethic
You have to
kind of
look, Google it. That's all I gotta say is Google it.
Ooh, you should have just said that.
I know, right?
If we could edit it, I could edit the video, but I ain't trying to put that much.
Google it.
Go look up the history. Shit, don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, man.
Just Google it. All right, do your own homework. We're
Right.
really interested to see what you guys think. How you liking it? You're head coach now of the JV or Frost Shop?
Frost off.
It's a Frost Shop.
So you can't say JV because you don't have juniors on your team. So the difference is, if you guys know, which most of you guys know, JV allows juniors to go down, right? Frost off, you only have freshmen, sophomores.
Yes, correct.
So you have a frost off team and a varsity team. So varsity is juniors and seniors, and if you're a good sophomore, you get brought up. But and then we have at Garces, we have most likely frost off and varsity team.
Okay, and typically, especially when we were growing up,
It was always
only
3.
freshmen played Frost Shop.
Right.
It's called Frost Shop, but only freshmen played it. JV, only sophomores played it. But now there's a lot of schools, you guys, Miramonte, Foothill, a lot
And
of
it's
schools
due
with
to-
2 teams.
It's due to numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not getting enough guys out there to play. So what they're doing is like, you sophomores can come play on varsity. You can be on the varsity team, but are you going to play? Because there's no JV team. So you need to pick, are you going to be on the freshman team and you'll probably play a little bit more, or are you going to play on varsity and you're never going to play? So that's the kind of the way that's been.
And that's been the fun thing in our group chat, talking about, are you guys a freshman team, Frost Shop team,
So
or
I
are you
would
guys a
say-
JV team? What do you guys schedule when you play other teams?
We're scheduling JV teams.
So you're a JV team.
So no, we're a frost off team. Because there's a lot of teams that are frost off, but we're just JV schedule. So like For example, if we play East High, we would be playing your JV team, not your freshman team.
So your JV team. That's
no,
what I'm.
JV team because we don't have no juniors.
But you could have a junior.
No, we can't. We're a frost soft team.
Then why are you playing JV teams?
Because those teams don't have frost soft teams. They don't have freshman teams.
East High is a freshman team.
We're not playing you guys.
You just said if you would.
Huh? Yeah, I said if you would, we would play your JV team.
Hey, rewind it, re-listen to it. He's all over the place with this. Am I frost off in my JV?
We're frost soft. That's what we are. We're a frost soft team.
Yeah, because you have
We
freshman.
don't have allowed.
By title, you're a freshman soft.
By title, we are a frost soft.
But by, I don't know what we're used to. Freshmen play freshman football.
Exactly. That's
Sophomores
how it's
play
always
JV.
been. It's crazy because when we were going to school, every school had a freshman, JV,
and
varsity.
Yeah.
And the new schools like the Frontier, I think barely had.
Well, and I think back to the year before you guys played freshman football at East was the year with Danny Hillis and those guys at freshman football at East.
Mhm.
Brandon,
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
they had like 13 guys on the football team. Like, I know that's probably a little bit of an exaggeration, but we go to some of those games and they had like 4 to 6 people standing on the side.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that group.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so the numbers aren't always great, but you always had a freshman JV.
Yeah,
and
always.
varsity. And now it's like a lot more schools are just doing
A
two
lot of the
schools.
private schools have gone that route.
Private schools have probably
because-
been there, right?
Yeah, because they don't have the numbers of the public schools.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. It's fun. Being a head coach is a little different because you deal with more of like the parents' wise and stuff like that. And so far, I've got nothing but good parents.
You have to
Every
say that.
school. I don't have to say that. I would not say that. But honestly, all parents are super chill.
That's good.
Garces is cool. It's all about family. And at first, when I went to Garces, I was expecting like, oh man, it's gonna be tough, you know.
Do you lead
And
the
so
team in
far,
prayer?
it's not. Huh?
Do you lead the team in
No.
prayer?
And so no.
You like pick a captain to do that?
So yeah, we picked 4 captains.
Okay.
But as of right now, like it's super chill. Goal's awesome. He's cool. So far the experience has been good.
Okay, and
And-
Gola, he runs a tight ship, or he's letting you kind of.
So due to the numbers.
And I
stuff
asked
like
that because, like, I want you to paint the picture. Like, Gola's always had this kind of narrative.
No man,
I wanna hear
don't
what you
know.
have to say.
What I've seen with Gola is I've heard different stories and stuff like that, but I don't see it.
He's just
super
running a good program.
Yeah,
He's a good guy.
he's running his program. He's a good dude. Like super honest, super cool. Like I've never had anything where I'm like, dang man, that guy, he's something else. But like other than like I don't have anything. Like honestly, like straight dude, like tells me like, hey, this is what I think, this is what you think, blah blah blah. And we kind of brainstorm and figure out what we got to do. And I feel like he's awesome so far.
And when he was at BHS, my dad loved him. My dad had nothing but good things to say every time speaking about him. And like, it was always just like, oh man, he just runs the program so well.
He does. He runs
like,
the program solid.
He spends his time. He knows what he's talking about. So if he's telling you, it's not because he's trying to control you or anything. He's just telling you because he spent 8 hours watching that one play or whatever.
Mhm.
And so, yeah,
No, it's been good.
that's cool.
So I like it. It's been cool. Other than that, I mean, we have some decent. So like back to the frost off thing. Majority of our team are freshmen.
That's what Mike Smith
So we
said.
have-
I think he's a liar.
We have maybe
80% freshmen,
easily.
easily.
There's probably 7 sophomores that
Okay,
are coming down.
and so this is the argument I brought in the group chat yesterday, and I want to know what you think about it because you're the freshman head coach. I don't know if you've talked to Goal or this or that, but if I'm a varsity coach and there's some tweener guys, I might bring them up with me all summer long, and then like once the season starts, be like, hey, you guys are gonna get more playing time down here.
yeah, because I mean the game changes when you have pads on.
So-
Everyone looks decent with no pads.
Exactly.
So
What does the numbers change
I don't know.
a month?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay,
So
you don't even have a guess.
I don't even have a guess.
Gotcha. How many sophomores are up on varsity? Do you know that?
Ooh, I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly don't even know who the sophomores
But
are.
while you're coaching right now, you're looking at your freshmen like and your sophomores that you have on your team right
Yeah.
now. You're like, these are our guys. If they send someone down, all right.
Cool.
But
Awesome.
like I'm planning on playing you here.
Right,
I'm planning on
right.
Gotcha. Cool. So
How about you guys?
it's fun, man, and it's different. It's even different than when we coached that year together at East. Like we had a lot of good skill players that year, and we had some good line too.
Mhm.
But this year, I feel like we have a lot of really good line, and our skill players. It's like, all right, well, let's see how it looks when we get pads because right now we got a bigger guy at running back. Like, and when I say bigger, like he's built like a cannonball.
Okay.
So he's got slow feet at sometimes. So everyone says he's a good running back. He played for Foothills Golden Empire team last year.
Okay.
But so we're gonna see if he can run it. But right now he's got heavy feet.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, we don't have. And
That's
like,
just could be because he's young.
yeah, and there's not a receiver I could be like, oh man, he needs to be a running back. So when I say we don't have the athletes like we did before, that's what I mean.
Right.
Like there's not a guy who just stands out as whoa.
Right.
But we do have like 2 guys on the O line, and I know you're talking about like you don't really know until pads. That's the kind of exciting part about this one specific kid. Every time he pulls or does something, like he hits the crap out of him. And other guys, I'm like, hey guys, I want to feel you. I want to see what you have. This dude hurts. Like I've come home with bruises, and he's like, why do you have a bruise? I'm like, hey, dang. Boy could play football.
Right. That's cool.
He got done with like an all-star game in Texas or something.
Really?
I shouldn't be telling you this. Sorry. Coach.
What's his name?
Marcos Machado. I don't know. I don't want to
We
say
have a
his
line. We
name.
have an O-line guy that's gonna be.
You said the center, right?
Yeah, he's
Freshman also or
he's a
sophomore?
freshman.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Next Bucky, because Bucky's going to Stanford. Or he decommitted from Stanford. Now he's going to SC.
See, I don't know the high school names yet.
He's a varsity kid on Garces, but he's like a D lineman, I think.
I'll have to figure that out.
But Stanford decommitted.
No, he goes to Liberty.
Is he?
Yeah,
You
he
sure?
don't go to Garces.
Let me check my gram.
I know you're talking about the
Talk
the kid,
while I
right?
look it up.
His name. What's his name again? Bucky something, right?
Grant Bucky?
Yeah, he goes to Liberty. He don't
This
go
kid
to-
right here?
Yeah, I know you're talking
He's a
about.
Liberty kid?
Yeah, he's a Liberty kid.
Oh, he deleted all his high school pictures, so maybe he did just bounce around like that. All right.
But I heard
he is a Liberty kid.
I heard
My
he's
fault.
really good.
Well, if you don't know, like,
I don't know the whole. Yeah, that's my problem. Is like I don't know the high school. I've been out of the high school game for a while, and even when I coached with Eddie, he was like, I coached the freshman team, and that's all I really care about. But it's cool to see like some of the guys that you're coaching with or you're coaching against, when you see them out there and you hear them out there D1 style. So it's pretty cool.
We got like 6 guys in Bakersfield.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We have a kid, Julian something. They call him
He's
Juju.
legit?
Yeah, he's good.
Okay, cool. But yeah, Bucky's it's almost like the name Carr in Bakersfield. Bucky,
Oh, really?
they've had an uncle or someone in the family has gone pro. A lot of the other family members have gone to D1 schools. They had a kid playing on the Golden Empire Liberty team last year who was huge, bigger than all the other kids, and he was and they're usually really good at football.
That's good.
So coaching's
Good
fun.
quality.
Coaching's fun for both of us.
Yeah, I
That's awesome.
enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's fun.
Cameron got to go out there at all yet?
Not yet. We go in the mornings.
Okay.
So we go at 6 in the morning, and so we're out there getting after it. So it's still too early. For
He's probably gonna love it when he does that.
But he's a ball boy.
Yeah.
Got Garces hooked him with some shirts.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So he's pretty stoked.
Still waiting on our shirts, East. Just saying.
Good luck.
I mean, I know I got plenty. I'm just saying for Emmett. But yeah, Emmett's doing either ball boy or water boy, whatever we need that week. But he has fun. It just gets hot, and he's not used to 2 hour, 20-minute practice. So
Right.
it's just a little different. But he's loving it. We have a great group of kids. Like if I could say anything about this group of kids, is I want my son around these kind of kids.
Nice.
Like the one who kind of cusses a little bit of times, apologizes every time after he's like, I know, coach, I'm sorry. And like it's even on days where Emmett's not out there, but he's trying to model it better,
Right.
fix it for when my son is out there. And I'm like, hey man, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Right.
And so that's cool. Anything else you wanted to talk about? I got one other, like we got to end it with a joke, just like how we always start with the.
Nothing else other than I'll probably win fantasy this year. And
When was the last time you did?
I haven't won it.
Ever?
Oh wait, our league?
Our league you never won it, but
No, I
first
won it.
year you went to second place. You and Levi played in the championship.
Second, and then
That was the year you and Levi had a trade. Everyone hated,
and we
and you
ended up-
both ended up
but
in the
everyone,
championship.
and that's why sometimes I'm like,
Just let it happen.
Let it happen.
No one knows
We got
until
there.
you know.
Yeah.
No one knows until you know.
And a trade can go bad real quick because a guy can get hurt.
Mhm.
But I've won 2 leagues so far, and so I won a work one, and then I won another one that I'm in with a couple guys from work and stuff that pays pretty decently.
Oh,
So I
cool.
won that one.
Nice.
That was cool.
It's been a minute for me too. So I mean,
I just won like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but
What you talking about?
so usually I was bad in both leagues last year.
Usually,
Usually, if I'm losing in our league, I'm getting at least money back in the other one.
right.
Right.
That's all that matters.
It
Get your
wasn't
money
like
back.
that.
That's all that matters.
So both leagues last year, I doubled down on the CMC cook, and both leagues have been me. So yeah, that didn't go good. But I'm looking to get. I'll see you in the championship.
We'll see you.
I'll see you there.
Hey, imagine if we did make it to championship after we just said
We gotta
this
have an
and stuff.
episode.
Yeah, we'd have to.
Run it back,
Sure.
play that one clip with shaking
Exactly.
hands. Yeah. So you ready for the closing joke?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. What did the ocean say to the beach?
I don't know what to say.
Nothing. It just waved. All right, that's all for our Average Dudes episode. Thanks, guys, for spending time with us. Any other questions? Let us know. We'll probably record one more, maybe a couple more in summer. Like this was fun.
This was cool. We're just like we just started back up and get after it, and hopefully we'll have like a Garces helmet.
Ooh,
Hey.
moving on. Hey, cool. Let me borrow a Garces
Hey, let
helmet
me
for
borrow
the
it
show.
for my show real quick.
Dang.
So, and then hopefully we might get some guests here
That'd be
every
cool.
once in a while.
There's always people asking to be in. Zach Chagoy wants to be on the show so
Oh,
bad.
sweet. We have to get him in
You
here.
know, our whole league likes to talk about it. So cool.
Hey, actually, let me throw this out there.
Throw it out
before
there.
we stop.
It's not
I
done
just
until
want to
we
hear
hit
your guys.
end.
I want to hear your guys' view on this, and I want you guys to leave a comment if you say that I think it's dumb, whatever.
Probably.
Everybody, I think he doesn't like it, but I think this is the way we should do this. It is called the Average Dudes, which is fine. We can keep that name. But don't you think we should have like a panel of like our fantasy team, our fantasy league guys in here, and we kind of just throw stuff out there and go that route? And like the Pat McAfee show, right? He has his buddies up on the top, and he's like the main gang. So we'd be the main guys, and then we'd have another group of guys over here, and we kind of just bounce questions off each other to hear everybody else's views and stuff like
You
that.
think Bobby's gonna shut the fuck up over there? No. You think Jacob's ever gonna stop talking over there? It's not gonna happen.
But we have to make it to
We'd have to have 18 cameras. The editing would be impossible.
exactly.
man.
But he can do it.
I can't.
Believe.
So
If he can do it, anything can
I
happen,
just
all right?
cuss, and I don't even like to cuss, but I'll cuss one more time. Fuck Pat McAfee show.
Hey,
Okay.
dude, that show's awesome. Though.
It could be good
But
for him.
just think about
That's
it.
not this show.
Just think
but
about
you can
that.
leave a comment and tell us what you
If
think.
you think about it and you say yes, we might try to make it happen. All right?
I'm down to do an episode like and to see how
No,
it
no,
goes.
keep it like
But
that.
all the time?
all the time, dude. I'm
Eddie
telling
doesn't
you,
want to
bro.
be on TV.
Okay, he was on TV last time with us.
Jacob will be talking about
His episode was one of the best ones. It never got shown
the
because
third time it got aired, but it was already watered down.
Yes.
And it wasn't as good
It wasn't
as
as good.
anymore.
But I think it'd be really, really good.
Oh man, I'm just so scared of that happening.
Why?
Billy, Bobby, Jacob.
Well, Billy won't be here
Skidmore.
because Billy is off. He's in Vegas, so it wouldn't be here. It'd be basically the guys that can make it here on a consistent base. Whatever.
Who can make it consistently?
I mean, we would have
Exactly.
to
You
figure
see
that
how
out.
quick
We would just have to figure
Mike
that
and
out.
Bobby are not going to be consistent. Bobby doesn't show up to half the stuff he plans. Like, let's go get a drink and watch the
Hey,
game.
I've always wondered if he does do. Does he ever show up?
No.
Damn.
He
Bobby,
showed up
that's
one
dirty.
time, and that was to meet up with
And
Eddie.
you
at
went.
Wings.
You showed up, right?
2 different times
And
showed
he
up, and
didn't
Bobby
show
didn't
up?
show up.
That motherfucker, dude.
But Mike, one time it was just me and Mike sitting there like we were on a date, and then finally Justin showed up. I'm like, thank God, man, this was awkward as hell for a minute.
Dang, dude.
Both wearing like
Well,
the
hey,
same jersey.
Let us know because I think it'd be really, really low. We don't have to have those guys in.
Let us know an honest
other guys.
opinion. An honest opinion. If
If
you're
you're-
like, that seems stupid, say that seems stupid.
Yeah.
You don't just gotta
If you're
side
just
with
like, hey,
Jan.
Jan, shut up. You
That's
sound dumb.
Yeah, and we're probably gonna end up with 0.
Or you just say-
comments anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Or you say, hey, Kyle, just man up and edit all of it. All right? Sounds great.
There's so much work you guys don't even know. All right, hey, appreciate you guys saying. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Love you all. Oh, I thought we were supposed to do the average dude thing.
Huh. Did we say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're average dudes.
Come on, dude.
It's been a while.